call the November 12th DRC meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Community Development is present. Police,
Andrew King.
Public Works,
Dale Smith.
Fire,
Jeremy Holderfield.
Building.
John Hanson.
All right. First item on the agenda is a rezoning Palucci Acres PD, third submittal. I'm the project manager. The applicant is here in attendance. There were no more remaining comments from the planning department, and I did not see any additional comments from any other departments as well. The applicant is here. If you have any questions or comments for the DRC, now's your opportunity to address those. If not, this would be scheduled going forward for the December, I believe it's the 9th city or planning commission meeting, and then the December, whatever the second meeting in December, planning city council meeting for first reading. Second reading would be in January. With that, planning has nothing else. Police,
No comments.
Public Works,
No comments.
Fire,
No comments, thank you.
Building.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item, Mid-Florida South Logistics Park replat first submittal. Gene is the project manager.
Good morning. This is a minor replat for the Mid-Florida South Logistics Park. The revision is really to meet the building setback for the existing and future buildings. Some of you may remember it. This has, I think, 3 buildings on it. Is that correct? 2 buildings. And this was part of that land swap with CFX that we had. I did receive comments from our city attorney as well as our surveyor, and I have no additional comments. Apart from that, I don't think I received really any comments from anyone else except for public services. There are a couple of housekeeping items, it looks like, and really that's it.
Does the applicant have any questions or comments for the DRC? Okay. We'll go around. Community Development has nothing further. Police,
No comments.
Fire. I'm sorry, Public Works.
Yeah, my comments were provided in writing, so
All
they're
right,
small.
thank you. Fire,
No comments, thank you.
Building.
I don't have anything. Thanks.
It's so cold, we need to light a fire to keep the place warm, right? All right, next item is Sheila Park, Major Development Plan. June Son is the project manager. It's upside down.
Good morning. This is Junson Planner. This is a major development plan of the single-family housing subdivision at 1920 Schiller Avenue. Total size of the properties are about 40 acre. Current future land use residential low. Zoning is RTF. I'm sorry. This development includes 115 single-family residential lots. Is the applicant? Yeah, applicant is available for any comments.
All right, does the applicant have any questions or comments for the DRC? All right.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Lambert. I'm with Polos and Bennett, 2602 East Livingston Street, Orlando, Florida. Just had a couple questions for planning and zoning number 16. We had please add a lighting plan showing the location of the street lights. We originally had a lighting cut sheet, and we were just wondering if we can defer that to final engineering. Is anyone able to answer this?
So I was asking for the location of the street lights. Also, lighting plan is required
At the major development.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then we have a few questions from an engineering comments. Number 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9 are related to grading. They're related to pipe sizes and pond section elevations. This is typically what we would do in a final engineering plans because of, we'd have to go back to a public hearing in order to change any of these items. I didn't see in the code where it says that's required. Are you answering the engineering?
I mean, these are general comments, and I realize it is a major development plan, but what I really wanted you to see is that you've got a lot of off-site water coming onto your property.
Okay.
From the subdivision
Yes.
to the south. And it didn't seem like that was picked up in what I had seen, but yeah, everything else is just sort of general comments to let you know what I'm looking for.
Okay, but for the construction site plan phase. Okay. And then same with number 2, because it said show electric communication and internet, and we don't normally typically show that. That's
Well,
not something.
I don't want you to show it. I want you to show me easements on the outside of the right of way
Okay.
to put those in. In other words, on your typical section, if you'll just show, a spot so everybody knows that, that's where the electric and the communication lines will go and not within the public right of way. We've had too many of our utilities hit in the past year,
Mhm.
and it's cost us quite a bit of money to repair some of the things.
Okay. Just as the information for number 6, about the excavation of the wetland for the pond, we did have a pre-app. We are going to impact a small amount of the surface water, and they are aware of that. And the last question I have is for fire. I believe we contacted you about the concrete path drive, gate, and a knot box, and we were wondering if there was any other options for that, or if that is.
And that's in regards to the emergency access point, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. That should be fine.
Okay. Are there any other options available, or is that?
Are there any other options available?
Yeah.
No, they're not. It's going to need to be concrete.
Okay.
I'm not going to accept sod on that. It's just not worth the risk for our fire trucks. We keep our fire trucks on the ground, on the paved,
Right.
as much as we can, and putting sod on there. And my other worry is in 20 years from now when I'm gone, who's going to find the access points, right? Like,
Yes.
we can't continue doing that with grass. So, okay, thank you.
All right. That's all the questions I have.
All right. Any additional questions for the applicant or anything? Okay. Community development has nothing further. Police,
No comments.
public works,
No additional comments.
fire,
No comments, thank you.
building.
I don't have anything. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is Wolf Lake Ranch Phase 2 CSP First Submittal. Gene as the project manager.
So, Wolf Lake Ranch, this construction site plan is for the construction of 59 single family lots and the associated infrastructure. You may remember this, it's located north of Punkin. This is the one east of Punkin Pines Road. Um, I did receive some comments from DRC, as well as I generated comments on behalf of planning. One of the things that I think is significant is that even in the first phase of Wolf Lake Ranch, we've always discussed with DRC that improvements along Ponca Pines Road on the frontage of this project is required. So I really didn't see that was clear on the construction site plan. I asked that that's demonstrated. I think that was also a comment from Public Works. It's really one of the most significant comments I have. There's a lighting plan. I think that's missing from this as well, that I didn't see, and I didn't locate a tree survey either. So, in any case, I'll defer some time to the applicant, see if they have any questions or concerns about the comments we've issued.
Josh Enoch, Kimley Horn, 200 South Orange Avenue, Orlando, Florida. The only one that I wanted to talk about was that offsite road that we were talking about. I think all the other comments make sense, and we need to provide more information on like lift station, drainage report, all of that. When it comes to that offsite, I know we are also we just submitted a MDP for the Wolf Lake Ranch Phase 3, which is across the street on Pumpkin Pines, and we weren't involved at this point with the MDP process for Phase 2, but it was the client's understanding that we were deferring that roadway improvement until Phase 3, not Phase 2. Is that?
I'll put it on the record for you. That wasn't the case because we actually didn't know when we were reviewing the major development plan for phase 2. We didn't get concrete answer, okay, that the developer or whoever your client is was going to acquire phase 3, which is on West Ponca Pines Road across the street from here. So we didn't make any kind of concessions or anything like that. And really, if I remember correctly, I'm quite sure that a couple of DRC members were adamant about the improvements be done under phase two.
Okay. Yes, we can look into that and look at pulling that forward. I do know on the MDP, approved MDP for this, that entrance is only an emergency access entrance with the gates. And it looked like the extent is just a mill and resurface of Pumpkin Pines. Is that correct that we're looking at, or are we looking for that full new pavement section with sidewalks and all of that?
I don't recall. I'd have to defer that to public services or public works. I think was that under Richard? It
Yeah.
was under a different city engineer,
Right.
so I can't recall the determination at the time.
Okay, we can continue this conversation, I guess, offline.
Yeah.
Um,
Talking with Vlad,
yeah.
this is something that we really want.
Okay.
And I'm actually holding a permit to extend the electrical for this and phase three because they were going aerial, and we don't want your client or power company to spend the money going aerial if we want it all underground. And that's something that Vlad is very strong on.
Okay.
And and my comment was curb and gutter and sidewalks.
Right.
It's a nice development that you have, and this will be a nice entrance road going into it. And it is if you think about it, it's your main access into phase two.
Yes. Yeah. It'd be the main access into phase 2 and phase 3. So yeah, we agree. And it's more just the timing on when this would be built and when the developer needs to spend that money to improve it.
But is there any guarantee that phase three will be built? I've gone through several sets of plans where I've had the major development plans approved, and then I found out that the construction plans just faded on the vine.
Right. Yeah. And I understand that concern.
Let me just add too, and just to be clear, that fire or emergency access on phase two was purposely going to be built up to a regular ingress egress standard because it was expected at the time they were just talking about doing a phase three. But if there was a phase three at the time, it was expected that that emergency access will easily convert to a normal ingress egress for all three phases. So that's why there's an emergency access done like that.
Right. Thank you. I think that answers our questions and we can work through that.
All right. Any questions for the applicant? Anything additional? All right. Community development has nothing further. Police,
No comments.
public works,
No additional comments.
fire.
And that emergency gate on that access obviously is going to be up to normal access.
Yes, correct.
Full everything that we require on any other gate, just like your front gate.
Yeah, correct.
All right. Thank you.
Jeremy, that's unless they build it as a full roadway section, and that's what we're asking for.
Yeah, I understand. So
Okay.
once they build that, they're still going to have a gate there to get in there.
Well, it's a private subdivision, so yes, there would be a gate.
Yeah, like right now they're putting in. I guess my question is, or my comment is, my emergency gate will hold the same standard of access points as your regular gate coming in, and that's what we're talking about. With
Yes, that's correct.
So,
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Building.
Nothing. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. We'll look out for the resubmittal.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any items for discussion? Hearing none, we're adjourned.